Lesson 16. Negotiations and Contracts. Negotiation is the ability to communicate with different people who have different interests with the goal of finding a win-win situation, a solution that benefits everyone. Having good negotiation skills is important for resolving conflicts and reconciling differences of interest in business, politics, and everyday life. The different groups with different interests in a negotiation are called the sides, or parties. To begin the negotiation, one party makes an offer, or a proposal. That's the initial idea for the resolution of the problem. The other party can then respond by making a counteroffer, or counterproposal, a different idea for the solution, and the discussion progresses. To reach an agreement, both sides in a negotiation will need to compromise or make concessions. This means adjusting their requirements to be more compatible with the other side's interests. The parties will need to make trade-offs, exchange one thing in return for another. One party may also toss in or throw in some bonuses in order to sweeten the deal, make the proposed agreement better or more attractive to the other side. However, some points may be considered non-negotiable. This means they are not flexible and cannot be changed. Because negotiations are often complex, they may need to be done in several rounds, sessions. If the negotiation reaches a point where it is stopped and the sides cannot agree, it is said that the negotiation is deadlocked, or the negotiation has reached an impasse. In this case, it can be good to bring in a mediator. That's a neutral third party who can help the parties come to an agreement. When a negotiation was stopped for some time and then suddenly makes progress, we say there was a breakthrough in the negotiation. However, if the negotiation fails and the parties abandon efforts to find a solution, then we say there was a breakdown in the negotiation. If one party insists on a condition that the other party absolutely cannot accept, that point is called a deal breaker because it prevents a deal, an agreement, from being made. Now that you know some general negotiation vocabulary, let's look at some specific phrases. In all of these phrases, the word we is used because you are probably speaking on behalf of, representing, a company or group. If it's an individual negotiation, just change we to I. To make a proposal, you can say, we propose, we would like to. These expressions are more polite and more diplomatic than saying we want. To respond to a proposal, you can use these phrases. Regarding your proposal, our position is, as far as your proposal is concerned, we think that. If you'd like to make a counter-proposal, say this. May we offer an alternative? We have something a little different in mind. From our perspective, a better solution is. During a negotiation, you will probably need to make concessions. You can introduce a concession like this. We would be willing to. We'd be prepared to. Sometimes you want to offer the concession with a condition. That means you will do it if the other side does something in return. Add these three phrases to your concession in order to make it clear that there is a condition. If, as long as, or provided that. For example, we'd be prepared to increase our offer if you provide us with a 10-year guarantee. We would be willing to sell you the property as long as full payment is made within 1 year. We would be willing to split the profits with you provided that we retain ownership of the product's patent. If the other party expresses doubts, you can use these phrases to reassure them. Let me assure you that. I can promise you that. Have no doubts that we will. When the other side makes a proposal and you need to say no, it's important to do it politely to preserve a good relationship with the other party. Here are 2 ways to say no in negotiations. I'm afraid that doesn't work for us. I'm afraid that's completely out of the question. Both of these phrases are polite, but the second phrase is stronger because the expression completely out of the question means completely unacceptable. It is something you will not even consider. If you need to delay the negotiation before giving an immediate response, use these phrases. We'd like to consult with our colleagues, lawyer, or supervisor about this. We'd like to discuss this amongst ourselves before giving our answer. Let's meet again once we've had some time to think. Finally, here are some expressions used to close the deal. That means accept and finalize the agreement. That's acceptable to us. I believe we have an agreement. You've got a deal. Let's shake on it. Let's get this in writing. The expression "let's shake on it" means to shake hands, because this is a common way to confirm an agreement. The phrase "let's get this in writing" means to put the verbal, spoken agreement into an official contract or letter. Contracts are often divided into articles or clauses, the sections of a contract, explaining the terms, conditions, and requirements. They may also contain an appendix, extra supporting information added to the end of a contract. When a person writes their name at the end of a contract, this is called signing the contract. As soon as it is signed, the contract goes into effect. That means it becomes legally valid and applicable. Another way to say this is that the contract is legally binding, meaning that the parties are obligated to do what it says. If one party does something that goes against the terms of the contract, this is called a breach of the contract. In some situations, the contract may be terminated, canceled. However, if the parties do everything the contract says, then they have fulfilled, completed the contract. You've finished Lesson 16. Take the quiz to review the vocabulary and phrases, and log in tomorrow for Lesson 17, Project and Time Management.